Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to the channel. We keep you up to date with all the latest updates, guides, and builds. Before we jump into anything, I do want to make a huge apology for you guys that I have kind of disappeared for 2 months. I haven't forgotten about the game. I am still making content on it. I am going to be making content on it. If you guys have been aware, there's been some stuff backstage going on with Airship Syndicate and Digital Extremes. So there has been no Wayfinder update in 2 months. And we're still, like, I did everything I could have. Like, I got all the weapons, characters, I did guides for like Ascension, all that sort of stuff. Only issue was there's probably a few weapons I didn't get because either bosses that dropped the stuff were just bugged and they just would not drop stuff, or there was one boss that spawned like every like 3-6 hours or something. It was just server hopping, so it was like impossible to find. I just gave up. But yeah, that being said, coming up a few weeks, Wayfinder will be returning. Well, it was still playing now, but we're getting a new update which is completely changing the game as it is now. Like, this version of Wayfinder will not exist. And we're about to go into that, so let's go over and cover it all now. Okay, so starting off, Wayfinders previously mentioned upon initiating the transfer of service from Digital Extremes to Airship Syndicate, the team began thinking long term. How do we go about improving Wayfinder while keeping the game alive forever in a sustainable way? So you guys haven't been really paying attention. Digital Extremes kind of left Airship Syndicate, or helping with the game, and I think they had control of it, which is why Airship didn't really do much for 2 months, but they're now back in control of it, and they are completely changing the game as it is. Like, as I said before, the game now will not exist. It's still going to be Wayfinder, but it's kind of like a complete reboot. We're about to go into that in just a second. Okay, so this is probably one of the biggest updates coming out of this new update, but removal of online requirements. Wayfinder will be removing all online requirements and will be a single-player game with optional 3-player co-op. No queues, no login, no accounts. You can choose to play solo on your Steam Deck while on the go, or engage in peer-to-peer co-op with friends from your home PC. We realize this is a big shift, but a necessary one to guarantee that the game is around forever. This also means that all progress will not be carried forward due to saves being local and not on a server. This major change will be the basis of what we're calling Wayfinder Echoes Update. So I'm gonna say this. Online part, I don't really care too much about. I know it was originally an online game. It was fun, but I always played by myself anyway, so the online didn't really bother me. The thing that I dislike majorly about this is the game's gone. As in, all your service, like all my grinding, all the stuff I've did, it's just gone to waste. Everything's being completely wiped. It's going to be a new game, so when you start this game back up, it's going to be a completely new game. You're going to have to re-level your guys. You're going to have to redo everything. I really dislike that because, I mean, personally, like, I put a lot of time into, but I know there's people that have put way more time, still play like every single day. All their grinding, all their levels, all their like farming for gear and all that sort of stuff, it's gone to waste, all gone. This is the part I hate the most about the update. I really dislike this. As I said, like, I don't care too much about the online yet. It's not going to be an online game anymore. You can still play with friends. I did talk to him a few times because I was curious about some of the roadmap stuff, like the guild sort of like player housing, all that. There, where it stands now, it doesn't look like it's going to be there. But as I was talking to them, it does seem like they're going to try and find a way to like get something to work or something like that. But yeah, so anything online is just gone. But I'll leave a picture down below, but this is pretty much what the new interface will look like. New game, continue, shows your character there. Again, it's still going to be the same game, just removing the online. Everything's going to be wiped. When they drop this, I'm probably going to do a series on the actual playthrough again. Mainly because I want to see if anything changed from... I don't think it will, but like, considering it's kind of a new game, might as well do it. At least this way, as they release new content, new story, we can continue. But as you can see down the bottom too, it does show like if you've completed the main story and all that, so they will still add all that over time. But yeah, this is probably my biggest hate on the game, on the update, is just the losing all the content. But anyway, let's continue on. Okay, the next big change that's coming to the Wayfinders Echoes is one price, not transactions. Removing the online requirements isn't our only major change. The industry, oh my god, I cannot speak, has also shifted in recent years, with more and more games coming out. They're all fighting for players' time and attention. Players have more to play than ever, and they're being asked to log into multiple games to check their daily quests, look at a store rotation, and be drip-fed content. Players today are more adept to outright purchase a game as they know is full of content and also respectful to their time. In the Echo update, we'll be changing one price to 25 USD pretty much. I don't know the conversion rate, but they're changing. So I don't know if it says here. I'll finish it and then I'll go into it because I do have some stuff on this too. But during early access, increasing upon full release, no in-game microtransactions or in-game purchases, just one price. Founders who have already purchased the game will have access and all the exclusive items included in each pack. Our Founders Pack will not be going back on sale. For anyone that supported us by purchasing in-game Rune Silver, we've converted that Rune Silver into a new in-game currency used to acquire exclusive cosmetics. So yeah, as it says here, the Founders Packs are gone. If you didn't get one, well, that's kind of tough cookies. But yeah, one thing I do want to touch on this too, I did actually talk to them about this. As it says here, so you keep, like, if you got the big Founders Pack, whatever, I can't remember what the name of it was called, you will keep all that. Like, you will keep the mount, you'll keep the banner, you'll keep the title, you'll keep all that. The only thing you will not keep from that is, as it says here, is the Rune Silver and the character tokens, which it doesn't actually mention here. So both the Rune Silver and the character tokens are both going to be converted into this in-game currency, but other than that, everything else you keep. I'm guessing you probably keep Heroic Kairos as well. I actually do like this kind of new, with the Wayfinder is now, there's some gear that I wanted to get for Heroic Kairos, but again, like, it was up in there, like, I couldn't tell if I could get it or not. And some people say, like, oh, you get it from this, but then there's other people say that it doesn't exist in the game, like it comes in a further update. So at least this way we'll be able to tell like what gear we can actually get. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some sort of tab kind of like this for Echoes as well. But yeah, I do actually kind of like the layout for this. I'm glad that, like, because I bought the big pack, I'm glad I at least get to keep everything in the pack. I don't really care for the Rune Silver and the character shards. I don't even think I even used either of them. Actually, I used the Rune Silver, I didn't use the character shards. But yeah, like, I'm glad I at least keep the mount. So at least, I guess the mount, as you think about it, unless they add it into the game, like the mount, the banner, all that, they're going to be rare. Like, they're going to, if you don't get it, too bad, you didn't get it. But yeah, so as it says, the game's just going to be a solid, but yeah, anyway, that being said, let's keep moving on. Okay, so major gameplay changes. These aren't the only changes though. We've touched every major system in the game, and as a result, the gameplay is not only more refined, but through our various playtests with those outside the studio, the game performs and plays better than before. Some of these changes include all weapons becoming randomized drops with various slots, armor now having stats and being collectible, thousands of cosmetics and housing items available to collect, the removal of the grind to get new characters, eased requirements for awakening characters, increased housing item limits, adding 4 difficulties to choose from, incorporating traditional RPG talents into your progression, and much more. This update will also launch with the latest Wayfinder, Grendel. So we do have a picture for him too. I'll show that a little bit further down, as well as a brand new hunts and a new Outland zone 3 times the size of our last. That's overflowing with content and points of interest. So pretty much, really, where it says adding 4 difficulties to choose from, this comes from, like, if you want to verse like the more and all that. So because it's a single player game now, obviously, like some of like the Beastmaster and all that, some of them sometimes you needed like help to beat it, unless you're like really geared out, cool. But if you're like a new player and you're like struggling to beat it, obviously you're not going to have online people to help you anymore. Obviously, I mean, you could get your friend to come in and play it, obviously, but yeah, so there's 4 stages now, so there's going to be like an easy, hard, legendary. Let's just go with that. So there's 4 difficulties, so obviously if you can't beat it on the hardest difficulty, just go easy, and obviously you can work your way up. But yeah, as it says, so now that the store is no longer a thing, from my understanding, everything should be just be able to drop from, obviously it's going to be random drops, but like house accessories or something, I'm guessing, can drop from bosses, or mounts can drop from bosses. So kind of like that. Like, as you, I'll put a picture down below, but we do have mounts there. I think that's the mounts have been introduced into the new map. So hopefully when this drops, we'll be able to actually finally ride our mounts. But there'll be like new mounts and that to collect. I'm sure there'll still be pets to collect. It doesn't actually say anything here, but like those little pets. I know from the Founders you get like that little dog thing. I know it was like a bird in one part and a spider from a quest. But yeah, that being said, so everything is now... Look, this part I do like. I don't have an issue with transactions, microtransactions in games, especially if I like the game, but like things for like Temtem, let's say, I don't know if you guys ever played Temtem, they made the game microtransactions, like they have battle pass and all that, but they've literally come out and said like they're not continuing on with the game. I feel like when you get games like that, it just makes you feel like if you put a lot of money into that game, it does really feel like a waste. Because like the game's dead, your money just went to a game that just does not exist anymore. So the fact that they're going kind of this route, yes, I don't really, as I said before, I don't like the fact that everything's being reset, but I do like the fact that now everything can just be farmed or like bought with in-game currency. You don't actually have to spend money, so pretty much everyone can get everything, give or take. Again, I don't know how the Founder stuff works, if you'll be able to farm that stuff, but give or take like that. Like there might be some like maybe exclusive things, like if they do an event, maybe there's stuff in that event you can only get from that event. So again, like it might be a case where some might get other stuff, but main part of the story, like everyone should be able to get everything if they try. Again, like it might go maybe like the WoW path, World of Warcraft path, like maybe as the game goes on, maybe some things might not become droppable. Like I know World of Warcraft has like some mounts that you used to be able to get from dungeons but no longer exist in the game, like they've been removed. That might be a part down the line, who knows, where some mounts might become more rare than others. But yeah, I don't think that'll be the case considering it's a single player game, but it's something to think about. But anyway, we'll continue on. Okay, so you might be wondering, when can I play? This part here might actually bother some people. There's 3 stages of this, might I add. While we have lots more to share on these changes in the coming weeks, we have always felt that actions speak louder than words. Therefore, we'll be soft launching Wayfinder Echoes changes on May 31st. From that point forward, all online requirements tied to Steam, including all player data, will be removed, and the game will be available for anyone that currently owns any version of Wayfinder on Steam. Wayfinder will once again be available to purchase on Steam in early access on June 11th. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but if you don't understand, if you own one of the Founders packs and already own the game, you can jump in as early as May 31st when it comes to Wayfinder Echoes. That being said, the game's still playable now, the online's still playable now, but just keep in mind, everything's being wiped, so whatever you do now is just going to go to waste, unless you just want to play it for the fun. But yeah, you can play as soon as May 31st, but if you don't already own the game, you have to wait till June 11th to actually be able to play it. But again, that's not even the worst part. These changes will come to PlayStation 5 later in the year, and will keep players updated once we have a concrete timeline. PlayStation 4 support will be discontinued, with all PlayStation 4 versions being upgraded to PlayStation 5 at no additional cost. Again, this is going to annoy a lot of people, because if you bought one of the Founders packs or whatever it is, yeah, unless you have a PlayStation 5, because I know I have seen people comment like they're not getting a PlayStation 5, you ain't going to be playing anymore unless you switch to something else, because PlayStation 4 is being discontinued. That being said, there isn't actually a date for when PlayStation 5 will get it either. It's coming later in the year, so it's going to be a wait for those on PlayStation. Let's finish this off. But in the meantime, PlayStation 4 and 5 players can continue to access the game as normal. Relaunching in early access on a single platform also allows us to be agile and make changes at a faster pace than before. We plan to leave early access later in 2024, but during that time, we'll be adding gameplay refinements based on feedback, a new Wayfinder, a new location to explore, new expanded housing, and more. We're also formally announced that Wayfinder will be coming to Xbox Series XS during early access, and will provide an update on timing later in the year. So I know that will be happy. I know there was some people that were asking if they'll ever get on Xbox. So I'm sure those people will be excited. I'm happy for you. I will also leave a link below of Grendel, whatever his name is. I actually really like his design. I am definitely looking forward to jumping into him. I don't know how, actually that's right. The spider I got that I was mentioning before, that's from Venomous's battle pass, but the battle pass isn't even there anymore, I don't think, because that was a paid thing. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys are all implemented. But yeah, let me know what you think of that. Like, if you have Wayfinder, cool. You can play the new Echoes. I mean, okay, PlayStation 5 can still play the online version for longer, I guess, when it comes to it. But if you're on PlayStation 4, let me know what you feel of this, because I know not everyone on PlayStation 4 has a PlayStation 5. But then again, if you have PlayStation 4, maybe you can get a PlayStation 5 because you've got the Xbox. So the fact that it's coming on Xbox Series X, S, that is kind of cool. I'm definitely interested to hear the thoughts on those that might want to play it on the Xbox. Yeah, still got the idea of releasing the game out of early access in 2024. But look, how things go, they say that now. It could always change to early 2025, but fingers crossed for those that do want to play and don't want to play early access. Maybe you can get it at the end of this year. That being said, if I remember correctly, I think they said something about like when it goes live, it is going to be free to play. I think they did change their mind that you will have to pay it later on. I think there's something that they added later. I can't remember. I have to go back and look at all the other patch notes. But from what they were saying before, like, I think like when they get like kind of like most games you find, like when they have expansion packs, they make you pay like a little bit extra. So I think that's what's going to happen if they get like big updates. I don't hold me to that. I could be wrong. I could be just misreading something from before. But I believe like if they might have like some free content drops, but I feel like maybe they might add like some expansion kind of packs. Not really expansion, but like, you know, like those bigger updates where maybe you might have to spend like a little bit just to get the extra content. I don't know. That's kind of what's playing in my head from what I was reading before. But yeah, anyway, look at the character. I think he looks sick. I love him. I think it's Grendel or whatever it is. I think he's supposed to be like a berserker. When they first introduced him, I'm pretty sure they said it was something about a berserker, but I could be wrong. But regardless, he looks like a sick character. I'm looking forward to playing him. But yeah, anyway, let's keep moving on. Okay, just to finish this off, a path ahead. We know that the path to get here hasn't been easy, and the game has had a rocky past. We also know that this wasn't the original game that we envisioned or that our fans bought into. When faced with the reality of where we are, we saw our options as shuttering the game fully as other games have done before, or making this pivot and releasing the Echoes update. During this process, we quickly came to the realization that we're making a superior game for both current and future players. We'd love to support Wayfinder for years. We have ideas for additional characters and new content, and we have the intent to do so if the players demand it and Wayfinder finds a new audience. From everyone here at Airship Syndicate, our fans and supporters have been irreplaceable. All of the comments and supports have helped push us to make Wayfinder the best it can be and make sure it's here to stay now and forever. But yeah, that is going to do it for this whole patch note. I will leave some pictures down below. We have one of the Wayfinder 2024 roadmap. It just shows May 31st, the Echoes update soft launch for all founders. June 11th, Echoes update is live and game sales resume at $25.99 USD. Then in summer, so PlayStation will get it in summer. Echoes update is live and game sales resume. So summer, PlayStation will have to wait. And then fall, Steam, PlayStation, Xbox. Wayfinders leave early access and price increases. Well, there you go, it's increasing. But yeah, PlayStation for now can, well, until they release in summer, can just play the game normally. And we also do have a picture of, I believe it's the new map, or at least a glimpse of the new map, which I think looks really cool. I'm definitely wondering where the story is going to go for here, because, well, for starters, I'm wondering where the story is going to continue in general. Like, obviously everything's resetting, so the story's going to have to go. So as I said, we will definitely play through the story again, just to see if anything changes. I'm curious. We'll do a whole new playthrough, because it kind of is like, it's kind of like Wayfinder 2.0 when you really think of it. But yeah, we'll continue the story, and obviously as the story comes out, we'll definitely keep playing it. But yeah, expect once this drops that we're going to jump back into the content. There's going to be a lot more. We're going to have a lot more guides, a lot more. I'm definitely going to make builds for more characters. I don't think I really ever showed any character builds. So I never actually got anything because I I just had the worst luck in this game. But yeah, we're gonna have a lot more. I definitely want to try the new character. So even though I love Kairos, I think if we do another playthrough, we might try the new Wayfinder, actually. Just something new. I'm still going to play Kairos, don't worry. He's always going to be my main, but I think just while we do the playthrough, we might actually play another character. Because you've seen a lot of Kairos, you've seen a lot of Nis, I've played a lot of Nis, but we haven't definitely tried out new here Wayfinder, so we'll definitely probably try him when the game releases, or when he drops. But yeah, I am curious. I'm guessing the battle pass thing ain't gonna happen anymore because they said no thingo, unless they might do some sort of in-game version of it. Who knows? But yeah, so just pretty much rundown. Online's completely disappearing. Again, it sucks, yes, because I know some people like to play with people. Me, I always play by myself, so it's not really a huge effect for me. And if I want to play with people, I do actually... I have people on friends list, so if I want to play with them, I can always play with them. The people that I actually played with. But yeah, again, like if you ever want to play, feel free to add me on friends list and we can always play around sometime. But that being said, online currency gone. Oh, I mean the microtransactions gone, so it's all in-game currency now. So everyone should be able to get everything, give or take, if they have like some exclusive things. It is what it is. One thing I should say, I feel like they need to update the original roadmap because a lot of that stuff's not happening anymore, like the guild, player housing, world area, whatever it is. Like, as I said, I talked to them about it because I was curious. They said they might find a way to implement it later on, but I wouldn't hold your hopes for that. But I mean, there's new player housing changes, so maybe we might be able to get bigger houses. Who knows? It would be cool if we even got to even build a house, but who knows? But yeah, I know that doesn't really matter for most people. Most people probably don't even care for it. But yeah, like as I said before, we've got the new hero. We've got the new layouts, which I do like. I do like how it shows all the armor sets and all that. I'm sure Echoes will probably have one too. Maybe weapons will have one. So on, so on, so on. Look, there's still a lot of stuff I'm interested in, but as I said, as this says, we're going to get more news in the following weeks, working up to the 31st. So stay tuned for that. We are going to be covering it all. We are back. I do apologize I was away for so long, but we are returning and we're going to be knuckling down a lot more. But yeah, if you guys are interested in wanting to play sometime, let me know. I'll add you guys to friends list and maybe we can play around. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Again, I do feel sorry for the PlayStation 4 people because, you know, unless you have a PlayStation 5 or maybe Xbox, you won't be able to play. Well, even if Xbox, you have to play later on anyway. Even PlayStation and like... but yeah, let me know what you think of all these changes. It is definitely a big change. As I said before, it's literally not, this Wayfinder is gone. Well, it will be gone. It's literally just, as I said, Wayfinder 2.0. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode, this video. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, know when the videos go live, stay all up to date with all the latest updates. Yeah, I'll be back again next time. So until then, take care and peace out.